game that I would like to play again for the first time ever would probably be Mass Effect. I'd love to go back and replay the Mass Effect, and I'd say the trilogy again for the first time. They were amazing games, and that was like a wild time for me to like be alive and be playing those games. I was obsessed. I played them all so many times from start to finish, importing my save across, keeping my Shepard consistent. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. All the characters and the relationships you have, and oh man, it was just so good. I would absolutely go back to, if I could wipe my mind and play them again for the first time, having the trilogy. Yeah. And I had a great time when the remake came out.
Yeah.
I went back and played them all again. That was fantastic. I loved it.
I honestly have never played Mass Effect. There's a big chunk, a big gap. I know. There's a big gap in my gaming. I like I've talked about a number of times. I played a lot as a kid. So throughout the 90s into the early 2000s I played. And then like there's kind of a period between 2003 or 4 up through like 20, I don't know, probably 20, 10, 2015, somewhere in there, where I did play games. It's not that I didn't play games, I just played a very limited number of games, and I missed out on a lot of, like, I've never played a Call of Duty game ever.
Damn.
I think maybe with the exception of, I think I've played one round of Warzone. I hated it so much I just said to hell with this and never played again. There's just, throughout that period I played, Halo obviously when they came out, so Halo 2, Halo 3. I didn't even play Halo Reach, I think, until a year after it came out, because that was right around the time I finally graduated college, which took longer than it should have, and so I just kind of like I moved and dealing with kind of just family stuff and work stuff and all that, and I just sort of had fallen out of the Halo and just gaming in general, and I didn't get back to it till a year. So yeah, there's a lot I missed, and Mass Effect is one of them, but there was there's a ton of games in there I never played.
So Ian, you get to be me. You get to play my Wish, which is very, very exciting.
Yeah, well, I guess that's true. I do have the ability to go play it for the first time. I know very little about it. I know of it. I make a concerted effort with games to not
spoil them on you.
To not learn about. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it. I mean, there's some I do, but I'm like, I really don't give a crap about this game. I'm kind of curious about the story, so maybe I'll go on YouTube and watch the cutscenes and kind of get a feel for it. And that's mostly it. I did that with what was the Call of Duty that they were in space, where it was like
Infinite?
Call of Duty, Halo. Yeah.
It was. I really liked that game.
So actually, I did it with that game, but like any game where I'm like, yeah, I might be interested in playing it someday. I really haven't. So I guess, yeah, I could do that with Mass Effect. That is true. I do have Mass Effect 3 for reasons. I don't have the first two. I could always get them. I don't know. Are they free on Game Pass?
They're not on Game Pass.
Yeah.
But there is a remake Legendary Anniversary Edition. Don't know what they called it. It's one game with all 3 games in it, essentially. That's available, and they're remade and upgraded, because the first one definitely needed it, because it's quite old at this stage.
Yeah.
And they did a great job. To be perfectly honest, it's a couple of achievements were broken. That was really, really, really annoying. So I haven't gone back to it, but I played it through again once. All 3 of them, get as many as I could. Oh god, it was such a great time. All the DLC, they have some of the amazing DLCs in games, it's stuff like that. Like the second game is so good.
I would have been your podcast. only on Patreon.